Welcome, everybody. Are you eating cereal for dinner again? Does your living room look like a tornado went through it? That's because living with migraine is exhausting and it leaves you with very little energy to even just take care of the basics. Hey, everybody, I'm Adrienne Delorco. I'm the creator of Yoga for Migraine and the principal coach of Beyond Migraine Coaching. And I'm here to give you some practical tips to help cooking and cleaning to help this be easier for you so it doesn't drain your precious energy reserves or trigger your migraine attacks. I got so many great feedback from the members of the Yoga for Migraine Facebook group about what makes cooking and cleaning challenging for a migraine. A lot of you mentioned the smells and nausea are a big factor. So we'll discuss some options there. Before we do, before I share my 10 cooking and cleaning hacks for living with migraine, just a announcement that we are in our last week to book a call with me, a free insight call to learn more about my Beyond Migraine coaching program. We start July 7th, and in this personalized group coaching program, I help my clients cut their migraine symptoms in half in just 8 weeks. That's guaranteed. If you do not get that results, which is typical for my clients, I continue to work with you for free until you do. So if you would like to learn more, we've got just one more week to book a call. So just in the comments, write call, and I'll send you the link so you can learn more. So if you are joining me live, let me know where you're joining from. And if you are watching the replay, you can write replay. All of this helps so more people see these wonderful free videos. So today we're going to talk about how I cook my dinners in less than 10 minutes. I got 2 kids and 2 pets. I got to make it fast and easy. How I navigate grocery shopping and cleaning without triggering my migraine, how to make cleaning more fun and less overwhelming, and how I've adjusted my mindset to embrace imperfection. So let's chat about some principles. So these are guiding principles to help make cooking and cleaning easier. Principle number 1 is to reduce your sensory stimuli. So whatever it is for you that is most triggering, we want to reduce that, and we'll chat about ways to do that. Principle number 2 is to break it up. So you are not doing one activity for long periods. You want to make it small, you want to break it up so it's not so taxing for your energy. Principle number 3 is to adjust your standards. Before migraine or any other health conditions, you might have had very high expectations for yourself, for your home, for your eating, and having a chronic illness forces you to change some of those expectations and make sure that your expectations are not causing more stress. You want to choose easy. And that comes to our last principle: make it fun, make it easy on yourself. You have limited energy often with migraine and limited time. So we want to be the most efficient with the time we have and not spend our energy or wipe ourselves out doing things that are not as important for us. All right, so let's start with how to, 1, reduce your sensory stimuli. One big thing that has helped me tremendously since the pandemic is curbside grocery pickup. You can also get delivery. Shopping, just being in an environment where there's a lot going on for many people, the lights, the sounds, it's a lot. And just even going through the cleaning aisle, right? It can be triggering. So I opt for doing most of my grocery shopping via curbside pickup. I love being able to just look on my app and pick those regular items. It's less overwhelming for me. For stores that I do have to shop at in person, Trader Joe's is a favorite. I have some other tips. So in order to reduce my sensory stimuli and stress level, I tip number 2 is I try to go either to this grocery store very early before there's a lot of people and traffic and the parking lot is clogged up, or very late. So timing your grocery shopping so there's less people, less stimuli can be very helpful. Also, when you go into a store, wear a cap. You can wear migraine glasses. You can even wear earplugs, or maybe like just listen to something so you can just stay more in your own zone and feel less overwhelmed. With reducing your sensory stimuli at home, many of you mentioned that it's can be challenging, whether that's like cooking smells or cleaning products. So I generally try to purchase more natural products, whether that's for toiletries or cleaning. Seventh Generation is a brand that I personally use a lot, and I find the scents are less artificial, or you can get more unscented products, like we get unscented laundry detergent. So finding those cleaning products that are less overwhelming. For some products that, like antibacterial, antiseptic cleaning products, those are sometimes harder to find without a strong scent, because they will have more bleach or stronger chemicals to kill germs. So one thing that I have done a handful of times is actually just wear a mask when using those products. So you're ventilating, you've got like the fans on. I have one bathroom product that, is more of like a bleach product, and it's hard. So wearing the mask can help, and doing it in very small doses. So you don't have to be cleaning the whole house with that stuff. Just break it up, do it a little bit at a time. If you have other people that live with you, that could be a job that they do rather than you. So we've talked about different ways to reduce that sensory stimulation. When you are cooking, some things can be helpful. If some are obvious as well, but always turning on your exhaust vent at your stove, opening windows, and then just taking some breaks. You could experiment too with wearing a mask and see if that helps with the smells. Personally, I don't feel like cooking smells bother me, but they can for some people, especially like if it's more of a outdoor barbecue smell. So finding the cooking methods that are less stimulating for you can be helpful. In terms of nausea, that is one of my least favorite migraine symptoms, and my heart goes out to anyone who deals with nausea often. It's super challenging, one, to eat, keep it down, and even want to cook. So if that is something you deal with regularly, I highly recommend getting personally medication for it. It's a really hard one to manage on your own, and being forced to just avoid everything. So know that there are medications that can help with nausea, and overall, that preventative plan of learning how to raise your migraine threshold overall is going to be helpful, so your symptoms are not so severe that it's difficult to eat regularly. All right. I've lost track of what number we're on. I am jumping around a lot, but I want to go to the next principle, which is to break up your cooking and cleaning. So you are doing it in smaller doses, so you are not exhausting yourself. So when it comes to cleaning, if you're a working person that works during the week, many times we kind of leave one weekend day to do all the cleaning. And sometimes we don't have a choice, but in other ways we can break it up. So if maybe Saturday is a cleaning day for you, take breaks between your tasks. You might do something more active like vacuuming, and then take a break. Like actually just lie down, sit. If you have that option to get a robot vacuum, that can save a lot of time and energy. I also try to alternate tasks so that it's not all like a very heavy energy expenditure. So for example, I might do vacuuming and then like sit and fold the laundry. So you're being strategic with your energy. So you're not burning yourself out, cleaning everything at once. You need to pace yourself. So let's move on to adjusting principle 3, adjusting your standards. Knowing that whatever we need to do from day to day, given our migraine symptoms, if we're in a flare, don't beat yourself up if the house is a mess, if your dinner was not as healthy as you would like. These are things that we do need to learn to let go of, to just treat ourselves in a supportive way, knowing that it can be hard. So with this idea of adjusting your standards, I embrace leftovers. Some people are not, and they have very high standards on leftovers. And that to me really helps save a lot of time and energy if you're open to leftovers. And then also using like ready-made stuff. So making it easy. For example, it could be microwave dinners, having a stash in your freezer for those days where it is just can't even imagine trying to cook, do the dishes. Having a stash of, they have fairly healthy microwave dinners out there these days that are pretty tasty, and not feeling like you're any less than for doing a microwave dinner. I am a big fan of pre-cut vegetables and proteins. So for example, at Trader Joe's, they have bags of organic broccoli. It's already washed, it's already cut, and then I literally cook it in the bag in the microwave in 3 minutes, and I have healthy broccoli. And it was so easy, and I didn't have to do any dishes. So you might start to take these little efficiency hacks. Microwave might not be like your highest level of cooking skill, but we got to adjust, and we got to still find ways to eat healthy so that when we think of cooking a gigantic meal and all the dishes, and that we just give up and be like, okay, no, I can't do that, I'm just going to eat some chips instead. We're going to finding that middle path. So highly recommend pre-cut vegetables that are already washed, ready to go. Also pre-cut and cooked protein. So I also get chicken that's already cooked and grilled and cut, and I use that so often in my dinners. And most of these things I just microwave and add some veggies here and there to make it more balanced. You can also do the same thing with baked tofu. That's another one that I use a lot. That's very easy. You don't even have to cook it. You just cut it up. All right. On that note of making your meals, principle 4, fun, easy, you're cooking fun and easy. We've talked a lot about different ways to make dinner meal prep faster with microwave, with ready-made cut things. In that vein, think of creating one pot or one pan meals, if you even use that at all, right? If you're not just doing the microwave route, which I do fairly regularly. So dumping everything in one pan. So you're adjusting your standards. Maybe not everything is like separately fried and beautiful. Dump it all in one pot, one pan, one soup, one Instapot to reduce your dishes later. That really is my strategy for cooking. And then looking at that idea of pacing your energy, you can start some of your cooking perhaps earlier than when you are starving. That is a difficult time to start cooking because we want something fast. We're getting hangry. Maybe our migraine's starting to get triggered when we're already famished. So move up any cooking tasks, maybe in the afternoon if you're preparing for lunch or for dinner. Maybe you prep veggies earlier in the day so it's ready to dump. And it doesn't hurt to err on the early side when preparing food. So let's talk a little bit more about our cleaning tips and tricks. So with cleaning, things that we haven't mentioned before, if you do need to clean all in one day, you're going to take breaks. In an ideal world, try to break up your cleaning tasks to be spread out during the week. I'm not very good at this, but maybe you are. Maybe you can strive to be, where maybe Monday is your vacuum day and Tuesday is you do one load of laundry, and you break these things up so it feels more of a routine. It doesn't feel like it's just taking up the entire day. If you have a whole family, you're spreading out those loads of laundry throughout the week. To make all these things fun and more something enjoyable rather than you dread doing, I love listening to audiobooks. So this helps me. Like if I have listening to an audiobook, I could do any drudgery. And so you will probably see me around the house with my earbuds on. I'm listening to a great novel. Maybe I'm listening to some music that sounds good. And that helps just break up the monotony and helps you just like you're engaged in this story and it's fun and you don't mind doing whatever chore you're up to. So finding for yourself ways to spice up your cooking and cleaning so it doesn't feel like such a drag, that it doesn't feel like it's taking so much energy. You want to get yourself like mentally involved in something else. So whatever task you're doing, it's like, ooh, it's just more time to listen to my audiobook. And then I will leave you with another idea that is not ideal, but if your house is generally a mess, which it is for me with 2 kids, 2 pets, migraine, you don't have to have it ready to host people at any given moment, right? You don't even have to ever have people over. You can meet your friends and family somewhere else. So just take that pressure off that it all has to be presentable and perfect all the time. And even if you do have people over, if it's a mess, it helps other people, gives other people permission to not have things so perfect. So take off all those heavy expectations of perfection, adjust your mindset, making our cooking and cleaning habits fun and easier, less overwhelming. You are pacing your energy, breaking up your chores, and you're doing what you can to reduce your sensory stimulation from each type of activity. So I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to check the chat, see if we had any other ideas or comments. And if you are watching this later and you have other tips and tricks that help you personally, I'd love to hear it. I know for a lot of people dealing with nausea, I think we could use some more tips and tricks there, because that's thankfully not something I struggle with very often. If you are interested in learning more about Beyond Migraine coaching on how to reduce your symptoms with a biopsychosocial approach, where we work on everything from your biology to your mood to your relationships, help you get more physically active with a gentle yoga for migraine practice, help ease your anxiety and preoccupation with pain reprocessing therapy, reach out. You can send me a DM. You can write call in the chat because we've got a beautiful group of women who've already joined, and we would love to invite you too. 50% scholarships are available for those who have financial need. So thank you so much. It's great to be here live with you all again. Reach out, and wishing you a low pain day. Bye.